Let me ask you a question. Which is the one thing you revised the most a day before your English exam? I know what I struggled with the most. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Bhageshri Mehta. I make regular videos on English learning with special focus on grammar, vocabulary, English speaking and writing. So make sure you subscribe to my channel for regular updates. There is also a special surprise planned for all of you. It's something that's very interesting and it'll immensely help all you English learners out there. So to the entire family, the English learning family, make sure you stay tuned. I shall soon be revealing what it is going to be about. Now, the terror of revising tenses one night before the English exam would be over for a lot of us. But for a lot of us, we may still be trying to wrap our heads around mastering tenses. Nonetheless, in today's video, I shall be talking all about tenses along with examples in 10 minutes. So make sure you watch this video till the end because I've also included an exercise on tenses which will allow you to know where you stand at the end of the video. So let's get started with the video. If I had to summarize tenses for you, then I would say that tenses are a category that allow you to express time. They are a form of verb, basically, an action. In Hindi, you can call tenses kal. And why are tenses so important? Because without understanding the time reference, your entire language will create confusion in the mind of the listener. There are three categories under tenses. One is present tense, one is past tense, and the third one is future tense. Under each of these categories, there are 4 subcategories. Okay, so there are 12 tenses, and let me take 2 examples for each of these categories to explain tenses to you. The first type is simple present tense. An example in this category would be Paul walks daily. Now, simple present tense is used to denote facts, actions, or schedule. So here in this example, Paul walks daily. It could be a fact. It can also be an action because he walks daily. Another example would be, I love dark chocolate. I am stating a fact. I love dark chocolate. So love in this case is a verb. Okay, so it's just used to denote an action or a fact. The second category would be present perfect tense. Now in this category, you are talking about something that is continuing. It has continued from the past and it continues to exist right now. So I will take the same example. Paul walks daily. That was simple present. It will now become Paul has walked daily. So if someone were to ask me in the last month, how much did Paul walk? I will say Paul has walked daily. So he has continued from the last 30 days up until now. The other example would be, I have loved dark chocolate. So I still love dark chocolate, but I have also loved it in the past. The third category would be present continuous tense. It's something that continues. So in this category, the example would be, Paul is walking daily. So it is something that is happening in the current moment, right? I mean, it's happening. Paul is walking daily. It's not that he was walking or that he has not walked. He is walking, something that is continuing, okay? Another example would be, I am loving dark chocolate. I am talking about my current state. I am loving the chocolate. And the fourth category, present perfect continuous tense. So let me take an example. Paul has been walking daily. Here, this is not something that you use very frequently, but you know, it's still a tense. I have been loving dark chocolate. I have loved it in the past and I have been loving it. You know, it's something that is still ongoing. So Paul has been walking daily. He was walking and he still walks. He has been. It's continuing. It hasn't stopped. Coming to the second category, which is past tense. The first type would be simple past tense. Okay, this is talking about something that occurred in the past. It's simple past. I'm referring to a specific time in the past when something happened. An example here would be Paul walked daily. So it happened in the past. Another example would be I loved dark chocolate. I loved. You have no idea if I still love it or not, or if I will love it in the future or not. That's your simple past tense. Coming to the second type, that is past perfect tense. Now this is a little tricky, so pay attention to this. A lot of learners get confused between simple past and past perfect tense. I gave you the example of Paul walked daily. I told you that he walked. At some point in the past, he walked. There was no other information. If I had to give you more information, for 2 months he walked daily. But there is also a time before that when he used to walk. So when I am talking about two timelines, one before the other that happened in the past, okay, that is when I use the past perfect tense. So in this case, I will say Paul had walked daily. Don't worry if you haven't understood. The other example is I had loved dark chocolate. Now, the simple past would be I loved dark chocolate. You got to know that I loved it in the past. You don't know when. But there was also, maybe I loved it for 1 month. But there was also a time before that 1 month, maybe 2 years before that, when I loved dark chocolate. So I am saying that I had loved dark chocolate before that as well. That is when I use past perfect. So I hope that clears your doubts. The third type is past continuous tense. So it's something that happened in the past and continued. So an example here would be Paul was walking daily. You asked me today, what was Paul doing 1 month ago? I will say Paul was walking daily. He was walking for a certain time period, but he is no longer walking. That is when I use the past continuous tense. And the fourth category is past perfect continuous tense. Again, this is a type that is not frequently used, but yeah, it is important to understand the time reference with respect to all the other categories or tenses that we learned. So an example here would be Paul had been walking daily. It was something that started much before and it continued for a while, but it is no longer happening right now. He had been walking. But it was for a certain time period. So it is past perfect continuous tense. I had been loving dark chocolate. You don't know if I still like it, but what you know is I had been loving. Coming to the next category, which is future tense. The first type would be simple future tense. Yes, now I'm talking about something that will happen in the future. An example here would be Paul will walk daily. It's just an action that I'm assuming will happen in the future. Another example would be I will love dark chocolate. I don't love dark chocolate right now, but I'm assuming that I will love dark chocolate in the future. The second type under future tense is future continuous tense. Okay, an example here would be Paul will be walking daily. He will start walking and he will continue to walk. The other example would be I will be loving dark chocolate. So I'm thinking that I will love dark chocolate in the future and it will continue. The love will be there. I'm not talking about when it will end. The next type under future tense is future perfect tense. So here I am talking about doing something at some point in time in the future and something that will get over as well. So an example here would be Paul will have walked daily. So I am not talking about any continuation here. Sometime in the future his walking will start and he will have walked. Okay, there is an end to it. And the next and the last tense is future perfect continuous tense. This is talking about something in the future which will continue. So an example in this case would be Paul will have been walking daily. So I am stating that Paul sometime in the future will start walking, and that walk will continue. Another example here would be, I will have been loving dark chocolate. I don't love dark chocolate right now. Okay, but I'm assuming that sometime in the future, maybe when I grow older, I will love dark chocolate, and I will have been loving maybe 10 years from now, if you ask me. So that is the difference. So this was all about tenses. I hope you all got an understanding, a basic understanding about tenses. The trick here is to continue revising tenses and continue practicing tenses. You can just check out the exercise, and the answers can be written in the comment section below. I hope that you find all the energy and the courage to get through this part of grammar, which may be a little challenging for you, but once you master it, it is a cakewalk. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you all did, then please do not forget to hit the like button. Also leave your comments in the comment section below, and let me know what kind of videos you would like to see in the future. And I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.